What's up, everybody? I'm Matrix Andrea, and today we're going to continue our playthrough of Elden Ring New Game Plus. This time I think we're going to go through the Gatefront and fight Margit and do Stormveil Castle. So let me show my build, and then we'll get started. Alright, so we're going to go through the Gatefront. We're just going to run past all of these enemies. There's a shack up ahead where we should be able to meet Roderica. And by the way, that's so cheap that the wolves just fall out of the sky on you and start chasing you. So that's Roderica, and eventually she ends up at Round Table Hold, but I haven't been there yet, so we'll have to see about that later. In the meantime, we'll keep moving. Now you can go straight around Stormveil Castle and go straight to Liurnia of the Lakes, but I'm taking the standard path this time, so we're not going to do that.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Or so I hear. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden. Upon the cliff in Castle Stormveil is a shard-bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring.
I talked to Melina, and she talked about a shard-bearer being up in the castle, so that's going to be Godric, I think. I think you have to go into Caelid before you get invited to the Round Table Hold, so we'll do that eventually. And this is an NPC summon, but I'm not going to summon him. I'm just going to have my Mimic help me out in this boss fight.
In search of the Elden Ring. emboldened by the flame of ambition. Smoldering with thy meager flame, cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter.
Right, so he can talk a bunch of trash, but my mimic took care of him pretty well. It's funny that your own build is your strongest ally in this game.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to see whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hall, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
You can see that I got invited to the Round Table Hold. I usually go to Caelid first and have that happen, so I forgot that she did this after the boss. I went there and spent all of my runes on smithing materials. You get to keep your bell bearings when you move into New Game Plus if you picked it up in the previous cycle, so you don't have to pick those up again, which is really nice. But we'll head on into Stormveil Castle now. I need to remember to go to Caelid next, though, because I need to get the other half of the Dectus medallion so that we can move up to Altus Plateau after we get finished in Liurnia. So I think I'll do that next.
You there? Come over here, would you?
He seems suspicious, but he's actually giving you good advice. If you run through the main gate, which I actually don't know how to open, you get bombarded by ballistas and everything else, so I'm going to take the side path around. peasant commoners can drop their headband, which is what I'm wearing. I like to see my character's face. I don't like to cover it by a helmet. Except for my strength character. I went with the Knight Rider armor with him so I could look like a black knight. That's a nasty trap because that's not an easy enemy to kill. Unexpected. Well, let's try that again, shall we? When I first started playing Demon Souls and Dark Souls, I didn't commit to a build. I mean, it would start out that way, but I would often end up in the level high 280s and 300s. But starting from Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring and Bloodborne, I committed to a build. That's why I stopped at level 150 with her. And because the hard cap for your attack stats is 80, I've got her faith stacked all the way up to 80, and the rest of her stats built up where she's survivable. And there's a sorcerer in here if you're a magic build, so you can buy some Ashes of War. Because she's Faith, I don't bother buying his Ashes of War. I can't use them anyway. Or rather, they don't fit with my build, so there's no point to me buying them. One of the other things that I definitely like about Elden Ring is that there's no stupid durability with weapons and armor. It was really annoying in all of the other Souls games when you had to rest at a bonfire or go to a blacksmith to repair your gear. All it did was break the flow of the game. Here comes trouble now because the horn guy has alerted everybody. I could just summon my Mimic to blow everybody up, but I think I'll just run past everything. I don't remember where this goes, so I'm gonna check this out first. Oh yes, you can get the manor tower shield by going this way. I'm gonna light up the Grace and then go back and talk to an NPC whose quest line I'm progressing. This is essentially the end of Stormveil Castle. The elevator takes you straight up here to the boss. But there's somebody I have to talk to first. See another golden tree up ahead where you can pick up a golden seed, and then you can find Nepheli Lu in one of these doorways.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the wings lift you to a higher place.
There's a few bosses that you can summon her for, and she is pretty useful because she's pretty tanky and tough. And I'm planning on using her in one of the bosses near the end. But for now, we'll just head on to Godric and fight him. You can see Nepheli's summon sign shows up here, so I may as well summon her and we'll see what happens.
Mighty dragon, thou'rt a true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. Thee kneel! I am the Lord of all that is golden. bravest of dragons. Lend me thy strength. Bathed in rays of gold.
I'll call the video here. I think next time we're going to go straight to Caelid and pick up the other half of the Dectus medallion. And then after that, we'll head out to Liurnia of the Lakes and see where we can go from there. So that's the second Remembrance boss that we fought. So it looks like we're moving on. Like I'd mentioned, I'm going to try to fight all of the Remembrance bosses in this playthrough so that I can make up for the lack of content that I provided in my original New Game Plus playthrough from the PS5. But for now, I think that'll do, and I'll see everybody again next time. Take care.